I'm ready for my close-up. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to mark this out so that you're ready to do the process for getting it ready for your base. Now, we could measure this. We want to make a drill hole right in the center of this for the rod to go through and the cord to go through. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Can you go shut the door? 8th graders, you don't belong in here right now because we're making a video. Yeah. All right. Now, what we could do is measure this, and it's 5.5. Now, I know it's not math class, but what is half of 5.5? Don't yell it. How many? You know it.
2.25.
0.5.
What did I just say? Don't yell it.
Half of 5.5.
Half of 5.5.
Yell it out.
Yeah. Okay. So if it's not coming to you, you could break this apart. What's half of 5? Well, half of 5 is 2.5. Okay. What's half of and half? A quarter, right? What's half of 50 cents? 25. So a quarter. So this would be 2.5 plus a quarter, which is 2 3/4. Now, an easy way of doing this, you have a cheat sheet right on your ruler. Just use it. Take and look. Okay, 5 is here. What's half of it? Okay, 2.5. And then here's half. What's half of a half? Okay, that's a quarter. So you could use that. So we could draw 2 3/4. I could use my square and make a line. Okay? You with me?
Yeah.
So that's half of this board. Now let's find this half. And we're a little bigger. We're at 5 7/8. This is a weird measurement. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you another little cheat. Okay? So 5 7/8 is almost 6 inches. It's one line or 2 lines away from 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ruler where it is a little bit hanging over and a little bit hanging over equally on both sides. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take 6 and I'm going to take half of 6. What is that?
3.
3. And because I'm equal here and I'm equal here, it works. It's just kind of a little cheat that does it fast. And if you want to see if you're close, you could measure this and say, oh yeah, that's the same as that. And I'm the same. Okay, do you agree that that is in the center?
Yes.
Yes, I agree too. Okay, that's the math way that your math teachers will tell you. There is a simpler way. We're going to use math, but we're going to use geometry. Okay, now, from your math class, a square or a rectangle can be broken down into triangles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And from your math class, oops. Okay, from your math class, if you do this right, are these 2 triangles the same?
Yes.
Yeah, I could cut this and they would be exactly the same, right? We did this in 6th grade math. All right, now let's do that again. Now this is kind of a square. It's not quite a square. This is actually a rectangle. Now, I did that again. Is this triangle and this triangle the same?
Yes.
Is this triangle and this triangle the same?
Yes.
Okay, if everything is equal here, what does that say about this point?
That's the middle.
It is the middle. I found the middle without even measuring using geometry.
That's cool.
It is cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of cool. So using your math, knowing that triangles make up squares. Now this does work for rectangles. If I had a rectangle, I could do this and it would be the same too. Okay, so this works. Now, you are almost ready, people. We're gonna do one more thing. We could do this as your lamp, but we're gonna add a little decoration. We're gonna cut this little edge off with the bandsaw because that's fun and it looks cool. Okay? So now what we want to do though is do this, and kids get this they make this mistake sometimes. We only want to cut off a little bit. So we're gonna go 1 inch. So what I'm going to do is from the corners, and I do have to use the ruler, there's no trick for this one. I have to measure 1 inch from the corners all the way around, and I'm trying to be accurate. Okay, so trying to be accurate. Accuracy counts most of the time, and this time it does. Okay, I got one more to do here. Are you seeing what I'm doing? Now everyone, I know I asked you, and some of you said you would have a little trouble measuring, but 1 inch, that's pretty easy. Your friend next to you can help you. Now here's where kids make a mistake. You actually want to take Where your mark and the edge of the wood meet, that is where it matters. I'll show you what kids do. Do you see this mark here?
Yeah.
And here, what they do is they line up the ends of the mark. Now, is that 1 inch?
No.
No, that end of the mark, it could be this long. You wouldn't line up those, right?
That looks weird.
It does look weird. But kids get confused. They just line up the ends. What matters, though, is where it touches the corner or the edge of the wood. Nico, you got that? Edge of the wood. And that's where you want to make the mark. Now, here's what I would suggest. Before you cut, just show me quick. I can, within a second, tell you if you're close or not. Okay, now, remember we don't cut on our line with the bandsaw, because why? Yeah.
Because you'll like mess it up.
Yeah, you can mess it up. We're gonna add a little insurance policy. We're gonna make a dotted line a little closer to the end of the corner where we really wanna cut it. And then I'm gonna have you sand it using the sander right to your edge, okay? Does this make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, now, the last thing you're going to do, this is all done. Well, this side is all done. We need to have our cord come out, okay? So how would we make the cord come out the side?
Drill a hole.
Yeah,
Oh, small skinny hole.
a small hole, okay.
And you would use the drill press. And
Yeah,
put it on
good.
the side.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark for that. This is where you might need a friend. Can you be my friend? Can you hold that? Okay, good. What we're going to do is we're just going to make an X marks the spot again, because that's going to tell us our center. Oh, before you do this, pick the side that you want. Okay, so if this is my back, the cord's coming out here, this is going to be my front. And this is a nice looking piece. But this is end grain. Some of you may or may not want this as your front, okay? You can actually see how old your piece of wood is by counting these. I can pretend that this is going to make a circle, because it does, and I can kind of see, well, if this tree was at least this big, at least. I don't know if it was bigger than this, but I know it was at least this big. So that's a good sized tree. We forget that this was living not that long ago. Less than a year, this was a tree that kids were climbing on, or people were, hunting out of, or birds were living in, and squirrels. This is not made in a factory. Wood is not made in a factory. We grow it. It is renewable. We can grow it again and again and again. If we're careful, we will never run out of wood, which is nice. It's renewable. Okay, so that's a good thing. This is alder. It's a really nice piece. Okay, thank you.